Hello and welcome. Thank you all for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Anat Bangita and I'm your host. I am the product marketing manager for Seeking Alpha Pro, and today we're going to talk about how to uncover new opportunities in a volatile market with Seeking Alpha Pro. It will be presented to you by John Leonard, Senior Managing Editor of Seeking Alpha Pro. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section, which you can find at the bottom of the Zoom window, and we'll be sure to address them at the end. Thanks again, and now I'll hand it over to John.
Thanks. Good afternoon. I'm John Leonard. I'm the managing editor of the Pro team at Seeking Alpha. As I'm sure you're aware, we are in an environment of greater volatility due primarily to the situation in Ukraine, as well as the impact of rising inflation and the Fed preparing to raise interest rates. Throughout this time, we continue to provide a regular source of ideas for Pro subscribers. Today, I'll walk through how to get the most out of Pro, how we evaluate ideas we share, what top ideas are and how to find them, and the best way to find ideas that are most relevant to you. Then I'll open it up to any questions. Now I'll share my screen and walk you through the Seeking Alpha website. Here's the Pro homepage. In the interest of time, I'll focus on a few key features. Hovering your mouse over Pro in the top left corner shows a drop-down menu, including Pro Tools. I'll go over each of these in more detail later. The first thing I want to point out on the homepage are the Pro Daily Ideas. Every trading day, we send subscribers 3 to 5 ideas. In terms of what we look for in ideas, we look for compelling, actionable ideas, meaning a clear long or short by credible authors. An author can be considered credible based on their industry expertise, track record, or occupation. We also look for ideas that are under the radar, as there are more mispricings or opportunities in these uncrowded trades. Typically, these are found in small and micro caps, non-US stocks, and event special situation ideas. Although we focus on small and micro caps, we review the daily volume to make sure there is sufficient liquidity for subscribers. You can access these ideas we share in 2 ways. First, you will automatically receive an email with a concise summary of the idea, along with key stats such as the investment style, market cap, and price target. This saves you a lot of time, as you can quickly tell if an idea fits with your investment strategy and is worth researching further. Second, you can access all ideas on the homepage under Pro Features on the left. This shows the 4 most recent ideas. From there, you can click the link for SA Pro Editors directly below the title to access all of the Pro Daily Ideas. Let's go to an example of one of the ideas to see what it looks like. We recently highlighted an idea on Limback Holdings. You can see the key stats at the top. Below is a summary of the idea along with the price target and link to the article. Now let's go back to the homepage. Over here on your right, you can see top ideas. These are high conviction, long or short ideas with an asymmetric risk reward profile, a price target, catalysts, and a clear mispricing that the author has identified. Also, these ideas are typically under the radar, meaning there is little to no analyst coverage, or there are only a few articles on Seeking Alpha, or the author has an original thesis on it. These ideas are rare. For example, if the Pro Daily ideas are the top 1 to 5% of ideas on Seeking Alpha, then top ideas are roughly the top 1% of Pro Daily ideas. We highlight top ideas exclusively for Pro subscribers, and only Pro subscribers have access to a list of all top ideas in one place. You can access this list on the right side of the homepage under Pro Top Ideas. This shows the 4 most recent top ideas. From there, you can click on More Top Ideas to access all top ideas. Also, you can access top ideas by hovering your mouse over Pro in the top left corner and selecting top ideas from the drop-down. You can click Show Summaries on the top left side to show the summary bullet points. This can save you a lot of time, as you can quickly read these bullets to see if this is an idea you want to read. For investors looking for short ideas, we make it easy for you and collect them all in one place, as you can see here. One of my favorite Pro Tools is the Idea Filter. You can access this by going to the top left corner and selecting Idea Filter. With this, you can quickly and easily search through thousands of ideas to find the ones that best fit your investment strategy using a variety of screening criteria. And just like the top ideas page, you can toggle the summaries button on the right to show the bullets. You can focus on only long or short ideas or both in one or more market cap sizes. In the quality field, you can focus on only editors' picks articles. These are selected based on a combination of reader engagement and quality, which is based on editorial input. Or you can focus on articles by tier 1 authors. These are authors who produce institutional quality research. You can focus on one or more sectors or industries. You can focus on one or more styles, such as growth or value. You can focus on ideas with certain traits, such as activist target, hidden asset, or multiple expansion. Before I open up to any other questions, as a reminder, Pro subscribers receive dedicated customer service and access to the Pro team. If you need support, click Contact Support under Support in the top right corner. Or if it's easier for you, you can email the Pro team directly at pro-editors@seekingalpha.com with any questions or suggestions. Now I will open it up to any questions.
Okay, it doesn't look like we have any questions, but maybe we can see a little bit more of the idea filter. John, can we see how you can find maybe something else you may be looking for? Let's go back.
Sure. So for the value investors, that's a very popular investing category. What you can do is actually focus on a certain market cap where you think there might be more opportunities, such as small and micro. So under type, you would select long ideas, and under market cap, you would select micro and small, and then you would uncheck mid and large. And for reference, what you can do, if you see a circle with a question mark in the middle, if you hover your mouse over it, it will actually have a box that shows the definition, so you can see how we define the different market caps. So if you're starting with long ideas and small and micro cap, and if you wanted to just choose for quality, and you want to see all the articles and all the sectors, under investment style, what you would do is select value. And in this case, what I actually suggest is choosing multiple styles, which is great about the idea filter. You're not just limited to one. So for instance, you could choose value, you could choose deep value, and you can choose contrarian. So as you can see, this results in 48 results over the last 6 months of value, deep value, and contrarian ideas. So I think it's important to choose multiple styles such as value, deep value, and contrarian, because sometimes an article or an idea might be classified as deep value or contrarian, and this ensures that you don't miss any ideas. And similarly, if you wanted to focus on growth names, you could choose growth, GARP, and momentum. And you can also see there are 36 results as well. And on the right side, under the date dropdown, you can see the different time periods. So you can choose all, just articles from the last week or the last month, or say the last 6 months or the last year. And if you're looking for specific, go ahead.
Sorry, John, we have another question here, or we have our first question. So what is the difference on the homepage between the pro features and the top ideas?
Okay, great question.
Maybe we can just review that one more time. Thanks.
Sure. And then going forward, if you could just read any questions as I go through the webpage, that would be great.
No problem.
So on the homepage, we have the pro features. And as I said, we send 3 to 5 ideas to subscribers every trading day. So that's what a pro feature is. This is on the left side. And again, you can access all of these at any time by clicking on Essay Pro Editors. So for instance, if you missed the email that day, you can always go back to the Essay Pro Editors page and see all the ideas we've ever shared with subscribers that way. And we share 3 to 5 of those every trading day. And the Pro Top Ideas, you can see on this page as well. You will also receive an email with this idea. So you're never going to miss an idea that we send subscribers. But the criteria for this category of top ideas, the bar is set much more higher for top ideas. So that's why you'll actually see fewer top ideas. As I said, it's a very small percentage of all of the pro ideas that we share. A very small percentage is top ideas. And some of those other characteristics that we look for, as I mentioned, we look for catalyst to close the discount to intrinsic value. We look for a price target. We look for asymmetry, meaning there's greater upside than downside. And we look for the author to clearly identify the mispricing. So that's really one of the key differences between the pro features and the pro top ideas.
Thanks, John. I think you answered our next question, which was how do you choose pro features and how do you choose top ideas? Can you just go over, please, how we choose pro features? Again, I think we answered the top ideas.
Sure. So in terms of pro features, what we're looking for, any idea, whether it's a pro feature or a top idea, but especially for pro features, we're looking for a compelling, actionable idea, meaning it's a clear, long or short idea so that it's actionable for subscribers. And we're typically looking for a valuation analysis and or price target. And we're also looking for a thesis that is presented by a credible author. And a credible author can mean one of several things. It can be an author who is an industry expert. It could be an author that they're actually focused in that industry or that space because of their occupation, or because, for instance, they might actually be a buy-side author. And you can see this for yourself when we send you an email, or if you go to the Essay Pro Editors page and you click on the idea, it'll actually say the author's name, or rather the author's username. So from there, you can actually click on the author's username, and then whatever that author has chosen to present in their profile, you can read up about the author that way. So that's a great way to see the background of the author. You can see their background, and you can also see the other ideas that they've published as well.
Thanks, John. We have another question about the idea filter.
Okay, I'll go back to that.
Thanks.
Okay.
The filter for quality, can you go over what an editor's pick is versus the authors? Sorry.
Sure. So the editor's pick, that's a classification of article that's determined based on reader engagement or readership, and also based on editorial input. So that's what editor's pick is right there, though that is a completely separate category than pro, just to be clear, so there's no misunderstanding. That's actually not saying this is not a pro editor's pick. This is just a general editor's pick based on those two criteria, from general editorial input as well as reader engagement. And tier 1 authors, again, using the right here, this box, it actually shows what this criteria is. So for the tier 1 authors, it's authors that publish institutional or very high quality research. So for instance, if you're only looking for a specific group of authors that publish this institutional quality research, you can click right here, tier 1 authors. And you can see the results changed. It's a much smaller list. I would suggest, if you're looking just for the broadest number of ideas when you're just doing an initial filter, that you actually keep the quality under all. And that will default by showing you the articles by every author. And any screening criteria field, it will automatically default to all if you do not select a specific field. So for instance, if you do not select editor's pick or tier 1 authors, it's automatically going to show all. And what's really helpful about the idea filter is if you go to another page on Seeking Alpha, and then later you come back to the idea filter, it's actually going to save all of your settings. So for instance, if you had long ideas, small, micro, if you selected multiple sectors such as basic materials or gold and copper, if you selected multiple styles and opportunities, it might be a pain to re-enter all those, but thankfully you don't have to with the idea filter because it will save everything.
Thanks, John. It looks like we have one more question.
Okay.
Can you show us more of what's in the Navbar, in the Pro Navbar?
Sure. So I'll go back to the Pro homepage, and the Pro Navbar, this is probably going to be the most frequently used function on the left side, the top left corner, is if you just hover your mouse over Pro, then you're going to see the drop down. And as I showed before, probably the most frequently used features are top ideas here, short ideas, and idea filter. And there are some other features as well, such as notable calls, which I will click on. And as you can see here, there's a brief description of what the notable calls are at the top. And we can scroll down the web page. And you can see top rated stocks. And to be clear, this is completely separate from top ideas. Again, it's really helpful because for any category, we actually have a description at the top. So you can see it's based on 3 independent sources from the Seeking Alpha website. As you can see here, it's the Seeking Alpha quant model, the Seeking Alpha independent contributors, and Wall Street analysts. So you have those 3 separate sources. And you can see these are top rated stocks, and you can see here at the top with the column headers, the different ways to sort. So if you wanted to sort all of the ideas here by valuation, you can see the different valuation metrics such as price to earnings or price to sales. The news dashboard, this is very helpful. Seeking Alpha is one of the best news departments, and you can actually sort by different types of news. So you can look at top news. Maybe you're in a hurry that day and you don't have time to read everything. You can just look at the top news items. Or if you want to look at trending news, some of the more popular stories, and so on. As you can see here on the left, if you're just interested in specific news items such as earnings or macro or IPOs, you can click on those as well. And the portfolio ratings and portfolio factor grades, that relates to a portfolio that you can create. You can either manually import your own portfolio holdings, or you can actually automatically import all of your portfolio holdings from your brokerage account. And upgrades and downgrades, again, related to analyst sentiment. This is a really helpful feature just to see all of the information right here. And this is the Pro frequently asked questions, where you can find, again, a lot of the answers that we just went over, but it's just helpful for reference that you know you can always go to this web page and find this helpful resource. So those are most of the frequently used features that you'd be using. With the My Authors, you can see the authors that you follow. And the news we went over, you'd probably access it under Pro, or you could just click on latest news to go directly to the news section. And if you had any other questions about how to use specific functions, such as how to create a portfolio or any of these other tabs, again, you can always contact the customer support team, or you can email the Pro team directly at pro-editors@seekingalpha.com. And we can either walk you through that via email, or if you want, we can set up a phone call to walk you through how to get the most out of that specific feature or the website in general.
Okay, we don't have any more questions. So John, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
So if there's no more questions, I just want to thank all of our subscribers and thank everyone for attending. And again, if anyone has any questions or suggestions, again, contact the customer support team or email the Pro team directly. We'd love to hear from you at pro-editors@seekingalpha.com.
Okay, so we have come to the end of the webinar. I hope you now have a better understanding of how to get the most out of your Seeking Alpha Pro subscription. Thank you, John, for taking the time to present Seeking Alpha Pro to our valued customers. And thank you to everyone who joined us. Again, if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to our customer support team or the Pro team themselves. I hope everyone has an excellent day. Goodbye.